माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजना। यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजना। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजना। यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजना। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। जय रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ षड गोस्वामी प्रभुगण की जय। श्री श्री ब्रह्म मध्व गौड़ीय गुरु शिष्य परंपरा आचार्य वृंद की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड श्री गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। द्वारका मथुरापुरी धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। गंगा मैया की जय। यमुना मैया की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदायिनी श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की जय। कलियुग पावन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण भगवान की जय। श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gaurang. All glories to Shri Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We are reading this morning from Canto 10 of the Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 47, which is entitled The Song of the Bee, text number 60. Nayam Shriyongau Nitantarate Prasadaha Swaryoshhitam Nalinagandharucham Kutonya Rasotsavesya Bhujadanda Grihita Kantha Labdha Shicham Yaudagad Vrajavallabhinam Nayam Shriyongau Nitantarate Prasadaha Swaryoshhitam Nalinagandharucham Kutonya Rasotsavesya Bhujadanda Grihita Kantha Labdha Shisham Yaudagad Vrajavallabhina. Nayam Shriyongau Nitantarate Prasada Swaryoshhitam Nalinagandharucham Kutonya Rasotsavesya Bhujadanda Grihita Kantha Labdha Shisham Yaudagad Vrajavallabhina. Na, not. Ayam, this. Shriyaha, of the goddess of fortune. Ange, on the chest. U, alas. Nitantarate, who is very intimately related. Prasadaha, the favor. Swaha, of the heavenly planets. Yoshitam, of women. Nalina, of the lotus flower. Gandha, having the aroma. Rucham, and bodily luster. kutaha, much less, anyaha, others, rasa utsave, in the festival of the Rasa dance, asya, of Lord Shri Krishna, bhujadanda, by the arms, grihita, embraced, kantha, their necks, labdha shisham, who achieved such a blessing, yaha, which, udagat, became manifest, vrajavallabhinam, of the beautiful gopis, the transcendental girls of Brajabhumi. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: when Lord Shri Krishna was dancing with the gopis in the Rasa Leela, the gopis were embraced by the arms of the Lord. The transcendental favor was not bestowed upon the goddess of fortune or other consorts in the spiritual world. Indeed, never was such a thing even imagined by the most beautiful girls in the heavenly planets, whose bodily luster and aroma resembles the lotus flower. And what to speak of worldly women who are very beautiful according to material estimation. Purport. The word meanings and translation for this verse are taken from Srila Prabhupada's English rendering of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 880. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti comments as follows: Lord Krishna, the best of all avatars, exists on the highest platform of purity and morality, and thus he always remained praiseworthy by all, even while accepting worldly criticism for his cow tending, wandering in the forest, taking meals with the young monkeys, stealing yogurt, seducing other men's wives, and so on. Similarly, the gopis who are constituted of the Lord's pleasure potency achieved the highest standard of purity and auspiciousness, even in comparison to the goddesses of fortune. And thus the gopis are supremely glorious, even though they were criticized by worldly people because they were mere cowherd women living in the forest and behaving in an apparently improper way. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Mukam Karoti Vachalam Panghum Langhayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Paramananda Madhavam Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Yontah Pravishya Mama Vachamimam Prasuptam Sanjeevayathyakhila Shaktidhara Swadhamna Anyamscha Hastacharana Shravanatvagadin प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्. Hare Krishna. So it is once again my great privilege and pleasure to be here at the most amazing, beautiful ISKCON Chennai temple. Last time I came, it was just a whole different world here, fascinating. I was so fascinated, I stumbled and was about to fall on the steps right now, especially seeing His Holiness Bhanu Maharaj was there. I was like, look, and it fell off on the stairs as I was coming up. Such a beautiful atmosphere and a beautiful ambience. ISKCON Chennai is indeed a very special place. And of course, last time Sumitra Krishna Prabhu was mentioning that the way Bhanu Maharaj has made it with the whole energy here in this temple is another level. I wouldn't know what unless he told me what everything was. So thank you again, Sumitra Krishna Prabhu, for having us over. And thank you for being here this morning for this Bhagavatam class. So we are right now reading here in your discussions and your regular discussions from the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the summum bonum and the essence of this great epic literature, the Srimad Bhagavatam. What is most beautiful about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is that Sri Krishna has two amazing facets to him, as Srila Prabhupada explained. The two amazing dimensions of Sri Krishna are his greatness and his sweetness. The incredible greatness of Krishna as the creator of this world, as the maintainer of this world, and ultimately as the destroyer when everything goes into his body as Mahavishnu. One time someone came to Srila Prabhupada and asked Srila Prabhupada, when will all the problems end, Srila Prabhupada? Any of you have problems in your life? Okay, those who are not raising their hands, my God, they're in Goloka already. Vaikuntha, they don't have problems in their life, So somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, when will all the problems end? Prabhupada said, when Mahavishnu breathes inside. So all the universes go in along with the problems. So they are in the limbo inside Mahavishnu's body. So Krishna's greatness is seen in his aspect as the creator, as the maintainer, and ultimately as the destroyer of everything. And when we hear more and more about his greatness, one cannot help but be fascinated. One becomes completely fascinated by Krishna. When you see about, look at what kind of greatness he has. Last week I was in London. And in London, I was meant to meet a group of young children and to talk to them about Krishna consciousness. And these children had no idea of Krishna consciousness. And what do you talk to them? Sometimes these little kids are like looking at you like this. So young, they're like, what story is he going to tell? So I was wondering, what am I going to talk to them? So one of my gurus is a brahmachari in London. He has taught me magic. So I do a lot of magic. I'm not doing here today. But I do a lot of magic. And one of the magics I do is I produce cloth from nowhere and then I put it in my fist and the cloth is gone. I ask you to pick any card from a deck of cards and not show me, put it on my palm, face down, and then I rub my finger and I tell you what the card is. I do all kinds of things. I turn paper into money. ISKCON Chennai is saying, Prabhuji, please come and stay here. All our fundraising problems will be solved. But this is not real money, it's all magic only. Magical tricks. So I remember doing all of these tricks for these children. And the children were completely fascinated. How many of you are fascinated by magic? Fascinated, isn't it? It's just so fascinating, magic. Because it goes beyond the normal. I can also levitate. When I'm standing, I can show levitation also. Both feet in the air. I can do that also. So, different facets to everyone's personality, right? So you can, so it's like, wow. Can you imagine when you're giving a Bhagavatam class when levitating? Imagine suddenly I'm in the air, Om Namo Bhagavate. Everyone's wondering what suddenly happened, how did he go in the air? So when anything goes beyond the normal, we are fascinated. When I suddenly produce a cloth where we don't, like that. Cloths manufactured in the textile mill. But if I just pull it out of here, it will be, wow, this is fascinating. Now, the world gets so fascinated by the magic of the magicians that we forget to see the magic which is already all around us. The whole world is a magical place. There's an incredible magic in every element of this creation. There's a little bird, a little tiny bird, who flies from the Gulf of Mexico in the winter season and flies over 25,000 miles. Flies for 25 hours non-stop. The longest flight in the world today is from Perth, Australia to London, England, and the longest flight is 18 hours. After 18 hours, you have to land to refuel. This bird takes a flight for 25 hours non-stop. Within 1 second, the bird flaps its wings 75 times. Try your finger. Try your finger, how many times it can go in a second. The bird flaps its wings 75 times in a second like this. You know? And 6 months before it starts flying, it realizes now it's time to go. So it starts eating more to increase its weight to go to that place, travel so far. When its weight is increased, the weight of this bird is 6 grams. And the original weight of the bird is 3 grams. You know, this is more. 3 grams. All the scientists are puzzled, trying to study the metabolism of this bird. Aeronautical engineers are trying to study aerodynamics of this bird. How does this bird manage 75 times, 25 hours non-stop and is only 3 grams? This is magic to me. You don't need to pull anything out to show magic to the world. We just look at the world around, it's magical. Camels in the desert have transparent eyelids. Why? Because when they are walking in the desert, the sandstorm, the sand will enter the eyes and the camel will have to stop walking. So camel can close the eyes and still see because the eyelids are transparent. Devotees are praying, why didn't Krishna give us these eyelids? So we could sit in the Bhagavatam class and sleep, but the speaker thinks we are awake. Speaker still thinks we are awake because eyes, you can see the eyeballs still, you know, because the eyelids are transparent. How many of you are able to sleep in the night without much difficulty? Okay. How many of you have some difficulty in sleeping in the night? Falling asleep? How many of you have restless sleep and wake up too many times in the night? Okay. How many of you have trouble waking up in the morning? That's an important question. That's an important, how many of you have trouble waking up in the morning? Hare Krishna. You know. One of the greatest magics is you can fall asleep. When Krishna turns off the switch from inside, mattaha apohanam cha, forgetfulness. If you don't forget the day's worries, you can't sleep. Greatest magic of Krishna. The very fact that you can fall asleep without worrying about what has happened throughout the day is greatest magic. You don't need to go for a magic show. In your bedroom, you can see magic every day. Just the fact that you forget everything and all your anxieties and imagine when you wake up if you have forgotten who you are. मैं कौन हूँ? Who am I? Where have I come from? Imagine. Mattaha smritihi. Every morning he turns the switch on to give you the memory of who you are. Apohanam cha. Shh. Magic. The whole creation is full of magic. Just look around, turn around, anywhere, and all you see is magic. These flowers, jasmine, Mallige is in Karnataka. I don't know what they call here. Mallige, no? Mallipu. There used to be a beautiful, in Karnataka also they call poo for flowers. Yeah, but flowers is still poo there also. Hua, oh. Oh, yeah, it's who, yeah, I remember. Who beke parimalata. A very beautiful Kannada song by Purandar Das. Look at this. One day I was traveling with my friend in a car in Bombay, a fancy Lexus car. And you know, just because it was very claustrophobic inside, so we just, AC was on, but we opened the window a little bit. And a big bumblebee entered inside. And the bumblebee entered inside because there was a flower on the deck and there's artificial fragrance coming in. And so it came in and went away. What is stupid stuff inside? You couldn't even figure out what's going on. Magic! Magic! Which is why Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur sang Keshava Tuva Jagata Vichitra. Krishna, O Keshava, your Jagat, your world is magical. It's wonderful. Vichitra. Absolutely wonderful. Krishna's touch, Krishna's creation is magical. That is his greatness. This Mallika, this Mallipu reminds us of Krishna's greatness. When we just fall asleep, that reminds us of Krishna's genius magic. How can one forget the greatness of Krishna in the way he has created us, the way he has created this material world, the way he has created this body, the way he has created everyone around us? There's only one thing, Keshava Tuva Jagata Vichitra. And then you get fascinated. I don't practice Krishna consciousness because simply the philosophy is convincing. Philosophy is good. It's only for the head. Your head gets convinced by philosophy. Your heart gets inspired by experience. And unless you have a great experience, you're not inspired in bhakti. You're only convinced about bhakti. Bhakti is meant to be experienced, not to be convinced by. Conviction is a tiny part of the process of devotional service. Experience is a large part of the process of devotional service. Bhakti, you know. Which is why Srila Prabhupada translated his books. Why? So that we get convinced to practice Krishna consciousness and experience Krishna. But Krishna consciousness is practiced when you're fascinated by Krishna. One British boy last week in London, British boy, you know, is English, he's not an Indian. He asked me, what's this on your head? What's this on your forehead? People can ask all kinds of questions, you know. Like one devotee in America, he was asked, what is this behind you? Devotee, you know that part? What's hanging? What's hanging? So this devotee asked, this man who was in a suit. He said, what's in your neck? He said, it's called a necktie. He said, if this is a necktie, this is a back tie. Devotees are very smart. Kaviraj Goswami says, Krishna Bhakta Sei Bodo Chatur. Very smart. What answers they give him? So that's a necktie, this is a back tie. So this British boy asked me, what's this on your forehead? I said, this is a tattoo. I asked him, do you play football? He said, yes. I said, which is your favorite football team? He said, Manchester United. I said, have you made a tattoo? He immediately showed. Most youngsters have a Manchester United tattoo. I said, because you're so fascinated by the greatness of Manchester United, you made a tattoo. I'm so fascinated by the greatness of this personality of Krishna, I made a tattoo. You made on hand, I made on my forehead. I made on my forehead. If anybody asks you, any youth asks you ever, what does this say, tattoo? They will immediately understand. And tell them this is a tattoo like you make of your heroes, we made a tattoo of our hero. Why? Because we are fascinated by Krishna and his greatness. Then he said, I heard you singing the other day. Why were you singing this Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna? Why were you singing? I said, when your Manchester United wins the football match, don't you sing? They sing this song. Glory, glory, Man United. Glory, glory, Man United. Glory, glory, Man United. And the Reds go marching. Oh no! The whole stadium is shouting. I said, because you're fascinated, you're singing that song. Because we are fascinated by Krishna, we are singing his song. Don't practice Krishna consciousness just out of conviction. Practice Krishna consciousness out of fascination. And you will only practice Krishna consciousness out of fascination when you hear about Krishna's glories, when you hear about Krishna's greatness. And when you hear about Krishna's greatness, say, Keshava, Tua Jagata Vichitra. Your world is magical. Your world is amazing. Shishi Gaur Nitai ki jai. Magical, Vichitra world. In that Vichitra world, is simply fascinating. Can you imagine how much time Srila Vyasadeva spends? How much energy, extraordinary amount of time is spent by Srila Vyasadeva, Shri Radhakrishna and Lalita Vishakha Devi ki jai. Srila Vyasadeva spends extraordinary amount of energy and time to explain Krishna's greatness in the 9 cantos. So we can get fascinated. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami spends extraordinary amount of time explaining 16 chapters of philosophy of Adi Leela, greatness of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. Amazing. Why do they spend that much time explaining the extraordinary nature of Krishna or the extraordinary nature of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So that we don't take them and their pastimes as ordinary. Extraordinary amount of time has to be spent on greatness of Krishna and the Lord, so that we do not take the sweetness of the Lord as ordinary. Brahma, Indra, Chandra, Vayu, they take the Lord as ordinary sometimes. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye Muhyanti Yat Surayaha. All the Suras, the great demigod, Muhyanti Yat. They are getting bewildered by the ordinary activities of Krishna. Lord Brahma's 4 heads start spinning. When he sees Krishna in a playful mood, I mean, that's called God? You call that God? Lord Brahma said, this is the man whom they call God. This is that boy, frivolous, playful boy. What is he doing? He is taking this Madhumangal, his Brahmana friend. He rushes to him to take buttermilk from Madhumangal and steal it to drink. Madhumangal realizes Krishna is going to steal this buttermilk from me. So Madhumangal drinks the entire pot of buttermilk. Like sometimes you see another devotee coming from Mahaprabhu. I actually wanted to save, but I didn't see you. I didn't see you. He just drank the entire pot of buttermilk, you know. And after he drank the whole pot of buttermilk, he was so stunned, he couldn't even take it inside. He couldn't put too much in the mouth. Like, you know, if you have eaten too much in a hurry, it's not easy to gulp down. If you have had an experience, hard to gulp. So he kept it in his mouth. And Krishna came and saw his cheeks were like. Krishna came in front of Madhumangal, Krishna opened his mouth and slapped Madhumangal. And a stream of buttermilk came from Madhumangal's mouth and entered Krishna's mouth. Brahma is thinking, this is God. On his swan car, carrier is thinking, this is God. Tene Brahma Ridaya Adikavaye Muhyanti Yat Surayaha. The tendency of the conditioned soul is to take the extraordinary as ordinary and ordinary as extraordinary. We take the ordinary, mundane rasa of this world as extraordinary. We take the ordinary money, the things, the asset, the properties of this world as extraordinary, and we spend a huge amount of time on that. We value what is ordinary and make that extraordinary. Newspapers, television channels, reality shows are all filled We're taking the ordinary and making it extraordinary. And then there's a tendency to take the extraordinary and make it absolutely ordinary. The greatest of all treasures is love. Even amongst ourselves, the greatest of all treasures is love. But loving relationships are taken to be ordinary. After power, after position, we take loving relationships as ordinary even amongst devotees. Forget about the people outside. Something that is of the greatest value, something that is most extraordinary, and something that can bring deep fulfillment to our hearts and our soul and our very core. We take that as ordinary. This is the nature of the conditioned soul. And what to speak of Krishna Prema, pure love of God. And what to speak of Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. There's a tendency to take the ordinary and make it extraordinary and make it ordinary. Which is why Srila Vyasadeva, which is why Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, which is why His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, which is why the Acharyas of the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya spend extraordinary amount of time talking about Krishna's greatness. Fascinated, we get fascinated by the magic of Krishna. So that we do not take Krishna and His pastimes as ordinary. When we talk about these pastimes, it seems like what craziness is happening here. Uddhava comes to console the gopis of Vrindavan. And they are like going crazy because he looks like Krishna. So what? So what? Twins look alike. Krishna is not even a twin, but they look alike. Sometimes when there are two look-alike twins, there were two boys, little boys, both exactly identical looking twins. And the mother was giving a bath to both of them in the bathroom. 4-year-olds. And suddenly there was a phone call, so the mother went outside. So one of the twins was crying, and the other was laughing. So a father came inside hearing the ruckus. And he said to the guy who was laughing, he said, "Why are you laughing so much? Look, your brother is crying." And the guy started laughing even more and saying, "Mama bathed him twice thinking it's me." 2 times she bathed him only thinking it's me. My God. Identical looking. Uddhava comes into Vrindavan and the gopis think it's Krishna. Krishna, that's called Uddipan. Uddipan is a memory that arises of Krishna by seeing, and this is Uddipan by seeing someone like Krishna. For great devotees, you don't even have to see someone like Krishna. You can see something ordinary and there is a memory that arises of Krishna. The hearts of the gopis of the Vrindavan, the hearts of gopis of Rajbhumi, and the hearts of all such great devotees and Paramhamsas is like a petrol tank. Is like a petrol tank. When a tiny little spark of fire enters into the petrol tank, there is an explosion. When a tiny little trigger of a sight or a sound or a smell is like a spark, the gopis see something, they hear some sound, they smell something. It's like a tiny spark which enters into that petrol tank. It's a love tank full of love for Krishna. And as soon as that spark enters, explosion of memories, explosion of love, which is why there is unmadavat. There is unmad. Sometimes out of that love they become crazily behave. How can anybody understand this kind of stuff? We will take it as ordinary. If we do not spend the extraordinary time that the acharyas have spent to understand the extraordinary greatness of Krishna. And then suddenly a bumblebee comes. Oh my God. Oh my word. Can you imagine that? Suddenly a bumblebee comes and all the gopis start talking to the bumblebee. This is called hysteria. It's called hysteria. You've gone hysterical. Have you gone hysterical talking to a bumblebee? Okay, now I'm going to ask you a very touchy question, okay? How many of you speak to yourself? Not like in your mind, actually speak to yourself. Not when you're in public, you won't. Nobody does in public. Like public suddenly, this guy's gone mad, people will think, But, in the front, that's what, in front of the mirror you talk. Sometimes in the bathroom you'll say, today I'm going to do this. Krishna, sorry, I didn't chant my round properly. Have you said that? You talk to yourself, you know. Imagine if somebody sees you talk like that. They'll consider you hysterical. And imagine if you start talking to a housefly. The housefly enters and says, have you seen Krishna, my dear fly? Fly, how are you, fly? Have you seen Krishna? People will think this guy's gone psychopath. Need to take him to a psychiatrist. Hysterical. People can judge these incredibly sweet pastimes of Krishna and the gopis, not understanding what Uddipan is, not understanding what Unmad out of Uddipan is, and conclude that these are all such ordinary dealings of Krishna and his devotees, the Braja Gopis, you know, which is why Siddhanta boliya chitte na koro alas jaha hoite chitta lagi sudridha manas. Srila Kaviraj Goswami in the Chaitanya Charitamrita tells us, Siddhanta boliya chitte na koro alas. Do not be lazy in understanding Siddhanta. Do not be lazy in understanding the greatness of Krishna in the 9 cantos. Do not be lazy in understanding the 16 chapters of the Adi Leela before the 17th of the pastimes of Mahaprabhu, and the Madhya and the Antya Leela starts. Mahaprabhu is even more bewildering. It's Radha and Krishna in one. Radha and Krishna and the Gopis dealings is bewildering enough. And when combined in one, my God, suddenly it's like, oh, suddenly tears are gushing and tears are like syringes pouring out and this boar standing up, the body is expanding and contracting. Anybody will think, what's going on here? Whenever I read this pastime, I only appreciate the incredible effort of Vyasadeva, incredible effort of Kaviraj Goswami to first prepare us with the greatness of Krishna. So then we can, if not yet appreciate, at least try to keep that above our head, the sweetness of Krishna, and say, I can't understand, but at least I won't misjudge. I can't understand and appreciate all this yet, at least I will not misjudge them. How many of you drive cars? Okay. Any of you drive others mad? Oh, sorry. If you drive a car, if you are at the traffic signal, your car is at the traffic signal, and suddenly you say a Jet Airways plane flying above. You are at the traffic signal, plane is going. You start yelling, shouting, hey! Hey! Pilot, wait! You see red signal, where are you going? Signal's red, you wait, where are you going? Wait! Pilot says, idiot, shut up. What the hell are you talking about? Because the rules on the ground and rules for someone who is high above in the air are different. You can't judge someone who's high up in the air by the same traffic rules on the ground. They also have their rules, different set of rules. Air traffic rules are different, road traffic rules are different. So you can't judge a pilot on the airplane based on road traffic rules. So we are all like the Manushas, the Manavas on planet Earth. And all these pastimes are like the pilot in the air. If you try to judge the interactions of Radha and Krishna, Gopis and Krishna, based on your traffic rules, that when man and woman comes illegitimately together, that's called flirting. You know what the height of flirting is? The height of flirting is a guy writing a love letter saying to whomsoever it may concern. That's the height of flirting. Can you imagine that? Oh my gosh. Krishna, Krishna, you know. And therefore, it's quite amazing and interesting to note that we can very easily judge that which is there by our experience. Believe me, which is why it's very safe to read till the 14th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam. It is very safe to skip the Rasa Panchadhyaya and go to Dwarka. Dwarka is all greatness. All greatness. And if we do read, we read it with great respect, knowing that it's an airplane. I can't judge an airplane and the movement of the airplane based on the movement of the car and the traffic on the road. It is our aspiration to experience and understand one day what's happening here in these words and verses written in the 10th canto, 47th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, verse number 60, when the gopis are talking to the bees and saying, why Lakshmi didn't get entrance and why Lakshmi didn't get entrance, I don't know. When Venkata Bhatta was having Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya Dev in his house in Srirangam, there was a discussion between Venkata Bhatta, who was the crest jewel of the Sri Vaishnavas, and Mahaprabhu was one day mocking him and joking with him. These jokes are also philosophical. Now when you read that, you say they were joking. What's the joke in that? But Mahaprabhu was saying, oh, your Lakshmi is so elevated. Your Lakshmi Thakurani is so elevated, right? Why did she not get entered into the Ras Leela? Why did she get entered? She performed the greatest of tapasya, Bilvavan. She performed the greatest of all tapasya. Why did she not get entrance? You know what Vallabh, our Venkata Bhatta said? Venkata Bhatta said, Ami jiva kshudra buddhi sahaja asthir ishwarera leela koti samudra gambhir. He said there's two issues there. Why I can't answer this question? I'll tell you why I can't tell you why Lakshmi couldn't get entrance into the Ras Leela pastimes of Sri Hari. I'll tell you why. I can't answer this question. Because personally with me there are three problems. Ami Jiva, I am a Jiva. Tiny. 1 by 10,000, the tip of a hair. That particle is meant to understand how Lakshmi can get entrance. He cannot understand what's going on inside his stomach after eating so much. This guy cannot understand, forget about others' mind, he can't understand what's going on in his own mind. What's confusion? Confusion means guy can't understand what's going on in your own mind. When one can't understand what's going on in your own mind, what damn do you understand all this stuff? You know. So, he said, Ami Jeev. I am such a tiny follicle. Part and parcel of Krishna. Ami Jiva Kshudra Buddhi. Not Kshudra. Kshudra Buddhi. With tiny intelligence. To pass an exam, my God. All students are saying, speak more. To pass an exam is such a task. One father was slapping his boy. Slapped. So the neighbor asked, why are you slapping? So no, tomorrow is result. So the neighbor said, result is tomorrow. Why are you slapping today? He said, no, tomorrow I am going out of town. I will do today what I am meant to do tomorrow. Oh Krishna. Shudra Buddhi, with this little tiny puny intelligence, you can't understand academics. Can't understand academics fully. How will you understand why Lakshmi didn't get entered into Ras Leela? Vallabh Venkata Bhatta's answer is phenomenal. I like it. Ami Jiva Kshudra Buddhi Sahaja Asthir. Sahaja Asthir. Sahaja, easily. Asthir, get agitated and disturbed. How many of you felt like that? Easily disturbed. Easily. That devotee didn't look at me. I'm disturbed. Are you? He just didn't look at you. So what? I'm disturbed. He's envious of me. Disturbed? Why? You know? Sahaja Asthir. One guy, I saw him in London. He had a t-shirt. The t-shirts have funny slogans. One t-shirt front was written, I don't need Google. Back was written, my wife knows everything. My God, I said, look at his guts, he's wearing this t-shirt and going around. But I saw another guy wearing a t-shirt which said, please do not disturb. And below was written big, already disturbed. What will you disturb me now? I'm already so disturbed. You know, God. With such a disturbed mind with lust and greed and envy, how are we meant to understand why Lakshmi did not get entry into Ras Leela? Ami jiva kshudra buddhi sahaja astir. So Venkata Bhatta said that's one of the problems. But the second problem with Krishna. His first problem is with me. I am a jiva, my intelligence is puny and I am easily disturbed. But the second problem is with Krishna. What is the problem with Krishna? Ishware la leela, the pastimes of the Lord, Koti samudra gambhir, are deeper than the depth of 10 million oceans put together. You can't get to the depth of one ocean. Put 10 million oceans, a Koti samudra, take all of their depth and go deep. You can't fathom the depth of 10 million oceans. How are you going to fathom the ocean, depth of the pastimes of Shri Krishna? So then Venkata Bhatta said, I can't. You tell why she didn't get entry. I have no answer to these questions. Therefore, it's so amazing when sometimes devotees say Prabhupada gave basics, Prabhupada gave basic philosophy. First practice and perfect the basics. If we can practice and perfect the basics of our sadhana bhakti, then we'll get entrance into this raga marga of this super exotic and super esoteric pastimes of Shri Radha and Krishna. So it's an incredible, amazing dimension here. When I talk on these stories, don't even expect me to speak on all these pastimes. I don't. I never talk on all these pastimes. I could have spoken. I have read all the commentaries and all that. I could have spoken on it. But I choose to speak on the greatness more than the sweetness. But when you are fascinated by the greatness, then comes a time when the sweetness of Krishna charms our hearts, like the gopis. There will be uddipan. A little something will trigger that love. Srila Prabhupada was walking on Laguna Beach for a morning walk, and he saw the waves of the ocean. And Srila Prabhupada turned to the devotees and said, "Can you hear that?" And devotees were like, "Yeah, waves of the ocean." And again Srila Prabhupada said, "Can you hear that?" What's the big deal? You know, everybody's hearing it. And then Srila Prabhupada turned to them and said, "That's the heartbeat of Srimati Radharani when she is in separation from Krishna." All I heard was ocean, waves, up and down. But when you have a great devotee, Srila Prabhupada, even the little things, when you are fascinated by the greatness, that is when you get entry into the sweetness, the sweet aspects of devotional service. And one last point I want to share is, in our relationships as well, when Krishna is in charge of the creation, he shows greatness. But when he comes to Vrindavan, he forgets his greatness, because in relationships of sweetness, you can't show greatness. The more we try to show greatness in our relationships, the sweetness will be jeopardized. And the more we want our relationships to be sweet, we should just keep our greatness way behind. Like Krishna keeps said, outside of Vrindavan, you may be the CEO of a company outside this place. You may be a whoever in the ISKCON world outside this place. Who cares who you are? And who cares who we are? It doesn't matter. When it comes to meaningful, deep relationships of love, that greatness cannot be brought into the forefront. It's quite amazing these days, you know, married men, they show greatness to their wives. And they show sweetness to their secretary in office. It's meant to be the other way. You show greatness in office and sweetness at home. So Krishna shows greatness in the office, the world, and shows sweetness at home. Shri Vrindavan Dham. If only we can learn this one lesson to keep our greatness and our, whether it's greatness of our power, whether it's greatness of our sadhana, whether it's greatness of our tapasya, whether it's greatness of our knowledge, whether it's greatness of our skill to serve, whatever. If we can just keep our greatness aside and the superiority complex aside, then automatically there will be a great sweetness in our dealings and in our relationships. So these are the few thoughts I have when I read these verses of the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. My apologies if I haven't spoken the deeper aspects of this, but I cannot. It's not my qualification. It's not my adhikar. I do not think I have the adhikar to speak on these amazing sweet pastimes when my heart is ridden with so many dirty anarthas. I don't take it as my qualification. So my sincere apologies that I haven't done justice literally to the verse and the purport, but it's just beyond my adhikar to speak on these pastimes. So thank you all very much for your kind attention. Hare Krishna. Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Thank you.